Humblebee and me just turned 14. So, to celebrate nearly a decade and a half of sharing my DIYs with the world, I've got 14 formulating lessons for you in under 7 minutes that'll save you years and lots of money. Let's go. I learned this first lesson the hard way, well before launching Humblebee and me. If an ingredient stinks in the tub or bottle, it's going to stink in your DIY. And you cannot fix that stench by just drowning it with essential oils. That just gets you like stench plus essential oils. So make sure you sniff your ingredients before you use them, and if the smell makes you gag, trust your nose and tread carefully. In my first year of making, I spent hundreds of dollars chasing miracle oils. One glowing review about a carrier oil clearing up a patch of eczema or curing stubborn acne was enough to add to cart. In a matter of months, I had dozens of bottles of precious oils that never did the magical, wonderful thing that made me buy them. Carrier oils are great, but they aren't magic potions, and they can and will go rancid and expire. You do not need them all, and especially not at the same time. Start with 2 to 3 versatile, inexpensive oils, and be wary of claims that sound too good to be true. Speaking of wasting money, don't buy 500 milliliter bottles of essential oils. I know the price per milliliter is better, that's what got me, but essential oils don't last forever, and using old, oxidized essential oils can trigger lifetime sensitization, which frankly sucks. It's better to pay more per ounce for a smaller bottle than get a deal only to throw most of it away. Now, something I do wish I had spent more money on earlier is a better scale. A $20 one is a good place to start, but they usually don't last very long, and that auto shutoff always kicks in at the worst possible moment. So check out the equipment section of the free Humblebee and Me encyclopedia for some recommendations. If you want reliable results, and I mean, of course you do, and you want to learn as quickly as possible, you really have to work in weights and percentages. I know the idea of mixing math with fun making time can be a hard sell, but I promise it is worth the learning curve. I've learned time and time again that I am far too confident in my ability to remember things than I should be. So label everything you make with a name and the date that you made it and whatever other information you might need so that you can tie that bottle back to your notes, and then put some clear tape over that label so that it doesn't smudge or fade. Because yeah, you won't remember. Speaking of notes, there is no such thing as too many notes or too much detail. The longer I formulate, the more detailed my notes get. Times, temperatures, weights, tools, the order I do things, everything matters. Honestly, whenever I have to go back and refer to my old notebooks, I get really frustrated with past me, because past me took really bad notes. You can avoid those "what on earth is this, why did I buy it, and how do I use it" moments by reading all the supplier documentation for everything you buy or even just think about buying. If your supplier doesn't provide enough information about the ingredients they sell to give you at least a pretty good idea of how to use those ingredients, consider shopping elsewhere. Researching your ingredients with your suppliers is just step 1 though. Develop and hone your research and pattern recognition skills. The ability to really dig into an ingredient or dissect a new type of formulation is essential to being a formulator rather than just a recipe follower. Oh, and one more thing on research. Make sure you're researching skincare, not diet. Lots of studies are done on eating a thing rather than putting a thing on your skin, and you cannot assume that those results translate. So don't assume that anything that you can eat is good for your skin, or vice versa. You can and will learn a lot from doing your own work and experiments, but it is really helpful to have a starting point in the form of a course. A good course will ensure you don't have any big blind spots and can introduce you to new ways of thinking and working that will save you years of frustrating trial and error. I've earned 2 diplomas from Formula Botanica, and even though I started studying with them after I'd been making for several years, I learned a lot. Readers have told me the difference between my pre- and post-diploma formulations is really obvious, and they're right. If you'd like to try out Formula Botanica for free, Registration is currently open for their upcoming Formulation Masterclass. In it, they'll teach you how to make a gorgeous, all-natural pumpkin face cream, and you can see if studying with them might be the next step in your formulation journey. I've included the sign-up link in the description box below this video. It's totally free, so grab your ticket now. Lots of more complex ingredients have easy-to-remember, nice-sounding names like natural emulsifying wax or preservative eco, but those names don't tell you what the ingredient actually is, what it's made of. And that's why you have to pay attention to the INCI for your ingredients. That's the ingredient list for your ingredients. This can not only save you money by stopping you from buying the same ingredient 4 times under 4 different names, but it is absolutely essential if you want to sell your products and need to write out an ingredient list. I've learned the hard way more times than I care to admit that many white flakes and pellets look the same but do not perform the same, so make sure you are double checking the labels on your ingredient tubs and baggies as you work. One of the most important ingredients and teachers in formulating is totally free: time. Time can turn a too thin lotion into something that's just right, but it can also transform a perfectly scoopable body butter into something crumbly and hard or grainy. So don't forget about time. It'll happen whether you like it or not. As your ingredient collection grows and you do more and more making, storing all of those ingredients can get more and more overwhelming. So click here for 10 of my favorite tips and tricks for a better, more organized DIY lab in under 4 minutes. And have a piece of cake to celebrate Humblebee and me's 14th birthday. Thank you so much for your support over the years, and happy making. Bye!